All right, we are live, everybody. Happy, happy. Would you believe me if I told you Wednesdays? There we go. That's what the title is here, and just getting the lighting right while we get started in just a minute. And that's good. There we go. All right, I'm gonna push this back just a little bit, get us situated here. All right. So, my name is Ryan Harris. Welcome to Would You Believe Me If I Told You Wednesdays. I am thrilled to be here with you as I am every Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. Pacific, 12:34 p.m. Pacific, and each week we talk about the secrets of abundance, of prosperity, and we get the lighting right. Some of these things, so we're still working out some things here, but I invite you to subscribe. There's a great warm-up preview video of this channel, and it really shows us what we're all about on this channel. We want to bring you different ways of thinking, thought-provoking titles, different ways to bring awareness to all the different things that you have. You are a resource, and today is the perfect topic. Today is about resourcing. It is called always more gas in the tank. So what is mean by that is, in other words, look, if you feel like you're facing a money problem, a time problem, a relationship problem, a resource problem, it's never a money problem. It's whatever you think it is. It's not. It's never a money problem. It's never a time problem. All of us have the exact same amount of time on this earth every single day, every single year, and so it's not a money problem. It is an awareness problem, an awareness to the money that is available to you when you just you're looking for your awareness to it. So. Look, why this topic today matters. It should matter to all of us. The great I think it was actually from maybe not the movie with the best title, but I think it was either Boiler Room or Michael Douglas movie quote where he said, "How much do you want to have? How much money do you want?" And his answer, or it might have been Ben Affleck's answer, but the answer was more. So we would all love more time, more money, more freedom, and again, money is is one thing. So it is the symbol of our freedom. And so with money being the symbol of our freedom, some of us have been conditioned to not be in love with that symbol of our freedom. And so money again is truly only good enough, only good for two things: to allow you to be comfortable enough so that you can be creative enough to give your true gift to the world. So that's what I do with my clients: is unlock that awareness, really make abundance, prosperity, health, wealth made available. And with that, so we're talking today why this topic matters to you, why this is important to you, is because again, you might be feeling like you don't have enough money. You might be feeling that you don't even have enough time or money to do the things that you would absolutely love to be doing, or you might be a little bit on the danger zone of feeling stressed out for finances, or there's not enough money available to you, trying to make ends meet. You also might be somebody that just simply is longing for, is discontent with, your current finances, your current time frame, or your current time freedom, excuse me. And you know that there's more for you, and you feel stuck because you do not know how to receive it. And so that's where another part of this is just such a awareness problem, challenge, opportunity. So let's just say that this is an awareness opportunity for you to be even more abundantly resourced. So again, I'm I'm happy to say that there is always more gas in the tank. There's always more money out there than you even know. And I do want to give a couple great examples today in our time together. And the first one is actually what I'll say is, I always seek to use the positive side of the word because words have vibration, words have meanings, words have emotions and are emotionally charged. So look, I've never ran out of gas before. There's been a couple times where I've you know gotten pretty close to feeling I would. The one time where my gas tank was empty was on a trip to Mexico in a 25-year-old SUV with maybe not the best gas mileage. And in that case, this is another one of those things where while there's, I was expecting or counting on one of two things. I'm like, hey, let's see, kind of like Kramer in one of the old Seinfeld episodes. Let's see how far we can push that E needle. What does empty really mean? And again, if you find yourself like I did there, knowing that hey, the gas station was a little bit further than you anticipated, with four dogs in the car, it's a 25-year-old car. Um, while the gas ran out, um, there was another tank. There's either you will always have more tank, you will always have more gas in the tank, or you will find some way of otherwise being resourced. And in that case, I was starting to get on like, I'd really like to see what it feels like to run out of gas in a car. So I can say that I've done that once, and I don't need to do that again. And I know that there's always more gas in the tank. And because I was willing to advance confidently, knowing that there was always more gas in the tank, or that I had another gas tank with me, a 5 gallon that took me the rest of the way that I needed to do. I was more than adequately resourced, and so there's another story here. There's a great book, Working with the Law, and this is one of the works that was a contributing works. It wasn't the primary book that ultimately the book The Secret and the documentary The Secret were based on. But here's a story. This happens to be a Bible story. This isn't a biblical um, forum, but again, sometimes there's going to be other references from the Quran or other religious works or other just ancient texts. So with this, there's a story of a widow who had come to come to meet the freedom or slavery of her two sons who were held in her husband's debt. So Alicia promptly asked her what she had that could be converted into money. Again, this just happens to be another oil example, but in her case, she had nothing but a pot of oil, and that was something. So the widow was told to collect other vessels from her friends and go into her home back in the day when oil was filled into different day and time where oil was stored that way. They would store it, and so she ultimately borrowed all the vessels she could. And when she had filled the very last one, that's when the oil ran out. So think of it this way. So look, when she said exactly what she expected, and we'll unpack this in a minute here. When there was not a drop left over, again, they followed the routine of the lesson of the law of attraction, that there's always more gas in the tank for exactly what you would love. What is your burning desire, passion? And in her case, look, the threat of her sons being put into slavery, that was one of those scenarios. We might all have some credit card debts or some other type debts that we're seeking to pay off, but that's much different than being the choice of that's going your burning desire from a want to a must. She's like, I've already lost my husband. I must keep my sons free. And so the interesting thing is, as soon as her expectation was done, when she'd collected all the pots were full. And once she reached the end of her expectation, meaning she didn't get another pot, thinking, oh, maybe there's more left, that is exactly when the supply shut off. So she was only able to receive as much oil as she had expected, and her expectation was measured by the number of vessels she had collected. The law had been set to work, and she had been determined how far it would go by her thought of expectancy. And she might have hoped for much more, but she only got what she expected. So if you're expecting to run out of gas, or if you're expecting not to be resourced, or if you're expecting, things not to work out, your wish is the universe's command. So, but if you're working for success, health, or happiness, you may wish for a lot, but you only enjoy as much as you are able to expect. So if in your heart you doubt or fear that your need will not be met at all, or it is only met in part, you can know that you will only receive that much and no more. So that's one of the things about taking that burning desire from a want. Oh, I really want to, not run out of gas. I really want this thing, to a must. I must succeed. I must be successful. There's a very famous Russian author. His name is, I might be butchering the pronunciation of it, but it's Fyodor Dostoevsky. And he happened to write, he came across my awareness because I was studying to be in the gaming industry for a while. And one of the things in the gaming industry is there's a book called The Gambler. And it was written by this author. He's got a lot more, several works. And in this book, it unfortunately talks about some of the difficulties and problems that happen with, when it goes beyond fun, when it goes beyond, a friendly competition, or, trying to win a dinner, or putting $20 in the slot machine. This person had been documented as having a gambling problem. And interestingly enough, his best works were when his back was to a wall. So he would, make a lot of money in his writings, and unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to keep up with his lifestyle. And then in the gaming, he thought he was maybe a lot luckier than the numbers would prove out. But the thing that he tapped into was something special. I'm not saying that, look, the goal out of all of this is to trigger your burning desire, go from that want to I must, do or die. It's that Eminem moment, success is your only option. Failure is not. And so when he's got no more money left, he's pouring all of his soul's force, all of his energy into every one of those literary works, all of his books, all of his essays, writings, periodicals, any format that he was doing. And that's when he got hungry again. He's like, wow, I got to make this work. And so, look, I'm not saying that that you should develop a gambling problem. That is by no means what's being said right now. But if you can tap into that type of visceral, burning desire, some of us are able to do that when we find what we love doing. If it's in service to others, you're hooking servitude to others. That's very much incredible. And there's others that I'll say Rosa Parks is one of my favorite examples there that comes to mind right now. Is like, this is a burning desire. I cannot stand any longer by just being a second-class citizen. I refuse to give up my seat, and I am taking a stand by not standing in this moment. And if you got to shoot me, you got to shoot me, because at that time, bus drivers in Montgomery, Alabama, and some other places were within their legal right to shoot a passenger if they did not comply with the bus rules. And so just so in awe of Rosa Parks by just having that burning desire. So this is, again, the secret is to find that place in you. Find that tap in you. If you're the one that doesn't feel like you have enough money, or you just feel like you're skating by, you have this lukewarm desire. That's because you don't want things bad enough. And so look, you can live a mediocre life. You can live, with mediocre results. And I'm just going to get my notes here, stand it up. Um, but the important thing is, look, when you're heading out into these next 7 days after watching this video, I strongly invite you, I encourage you to notice the thought that you have in your life. Are you pursuing your burning desire? Are you going timidly with it, or are you just, are you playing the money may I game? When, again, there's certain times where if you're finding what you would love, if you found an emergency, you would always find a way to, fix a car or repair a car. So what if, in these next 7 days, I invite you to do two things for me? Three things. Click subscribe. Again, little plug. So, would you believe me if I told you Wednesdays, and more videos and live content coming each week. So the second thing is, think about how you can make your burning desire trigger that burning desire. So what is it in you that makes you come alive? What is that thing that you would do if money weren't an issue? And stop playing that money may I game. Try do a little an experiment with your life this week, and say, look, I'm not playing the money may I game. I'm leaning into what I would love, what makes me feel expansive, what makes me feel coming alive. And you'll be surprised that you always will have more gas in the tank. You'll always be more resourced. And another way of triggering this is the third thing that I would love for you to do this week. The third thing is write down a list of your resources. Write down a possible ways. Like, look, if you had to come up with $10,000, by multiple sources, if it wasn't just one source that you could do, if you get on that solutions of money, you're finding money. It's a money scavenger hunt. You are a resource. You're abundantly resourced. When it's an emergency, if you were in an emergency, who would you call? What would you be doing? What would you be tapping into? And that's where that will lead you down a road. It's like priming the pump. For those of us who lived in some of the country, or at least camped out there, you keep priming the pump, and then eventually water comes. And the important thing is to keep in action, keep pumping, and then once you see water, you don't necessarily drink on the first couple ideas, but you keep letting that idea flow. That's when the crystal clear water comes out after that stagnant water has been sitting there all along. And you might find another way of unlocking that project, or being able to take that next step, or just even going out for a well-deserved celebration night, or paying for that birthday gift. Again, that's another one of those things where if there's a burning desire, the gift of the Magi even talked about that. If you saw that book, where the person, I think, cut his hair, and she paid for something to basically the two couples. I'm blending the story here, but basically there was a couple of people, and they gave each other the gift. They sacrificed the gift for each other. That basically canceled out what the other one also sacrificed. And ultimately, again, there's abundance in you. There's abundance all around you. Just look around, keep your eyes open for it, make it welcome. And I will see you next week on Would You Believe Me If I Told You Wednesdays.